Triumph Studios, the same guys who made Overlord, is a
Churchill.
turn-based fantasy strategy game, which still holds up today because it's completely insane. Also, I apologize, but it appears my graphics have glitched. Does anyone know how to fix this? It's actually meant to look like this, but let's make the most of it. Age of Wonders is a game where forced immigration, slavery, and wide-scale racial genocide can be patched up and smoothed over in a few turns, where you can flood the entire map by casting the appropriately named spell, which is called Flood, drowning anyone who can't swim, where one wizard can spot another wizard, summon a 2x2 hex of mountains, and trap them inside forever, where instead of actually playing, I channel several death storms in a row, and instead of actually fighting the enemy leader, I can nuke them and the entire landscape from a safe distance, where, due to strained diplomatic relations with the halflings, one of my leprechauns went rogue. As leprechauns are invisible, the only way I have of detecting him is watching my buildings explode. This is a game where the phrase recruit the hose is an entirely valid and effective strategy. Also, I'm not sure if I have to censor this because I don't know exactly what I'm looking at. Could it be a nipple? Maybe. But where exactly do we draw the line for what's erogenous, obscene, or otherwise? Imagine, for example, you're under police interrogation and they show you a 4-pixel image and ask you, what do you think about that, huh? And naturally, you respond with, I guess it's all right. Oh yeah? Well, they zoom out the image, and it's a still frame picture of one man, naked, about to descend his entire weight upon an empty glass jar. You're a real sick puppy, you know that? And, just like that, you become a deviant to society. You're locked up forever in fetish jail. Most don't even last the winter before getting vored by pyro. Anyway, I forgot the point I was trying to make. Let's proceed. Age of Wonders is fascinating because despite being turn-based, it is a game that stresses me greatly. That's because it can be played in one of two modes, turn-based or simultaneous. Simultaneous turns is objectively the best and most hilarious way to play the game because it completely destroys the sequence of turns, lets everyone make a move at the same time, and leaves you to figure out how the hell that even works. You could play a number of pre-made maps and download even more online, but primarily, we learn to play by playing the story campaign. Speaking of which, story. In Age of Wonders, once upon a time, everyone lived in general harmony under the Elvish court, ruled by King Inioch. Then, the humans came and slaughtered Inioch and his entire court. Naturally, this event led the elves to some very interesting political places, as you may consider this the Twin Watchtowers event of Elvish history, with one group, the Keepers, maintaining that the humans are relatively young and stupid, that we shouldn't hold a grudge over it, and instead seek greater understanding despite this early atrocity. The Cult of Storms, however, can be accurately summarized as race war now, kill every human that ever lived. These are probably the same edgelords sitting on Elvish discords making little Dark Age edits all day. The only numbers they know are human on elf crime statistics, and their favorite topic of conversation is how much better life was before they came to the Valley of Wonders. These elves are beyond basement dwellers. They straight up live underground, completely relatable. I know that if I was ever invaded, I would tunnel deep into the Earth's crust and live inside my goon cave for the next 100 years. And that leads us to your pivotal choice. Serve the equivalent of the Elvish United Nations, or team up with a bunch of psychopaths that are just as likely to kill you as they are any human. Daddy Neandor is going to make Elf Hyperborea real, and you don't want to miss it. Regardless of what you choose, you get to make a custom leader with a selection of skills and abilities. You'll notice you have a lot of options. Also, you get to pick your spheres of magic. You pick 3 at the start, but eventually a total of 7 from the following elements: fire, water, air, earth, life, and death. Choosing one blocks you from selecting the opposite, so you really have to make your choices count. However, you have absolutely no idea what those choices are, so just pick whatever. Everything is good. Ultimately, no matter what you're playing and who you're playing against, the objective is always the same. It's a grand scale game of VIP. Your leader is very powerful, but not invincible. And the same goes for your enemies. Your goal is not to win the map, it's to run up on a thug and return his body to the streets. In combat, you can make a beeline for the leader, shank him, and that ends the entire fight. Everyone reverts to neutral as his entire faction ceases to exist. This creates a constant sense of high tension because your leader is the most tactical unit on the board. Basically, the game incentivizes you to put your leader's neck on the line at all times. The closer you are to getting assassinated, the more likely you are to win. Because the more fights you survive, the more experience you acquire, and the more skill points you have to spend on becoming theoretically invincible. I've run campaigns where my leader can slaughter entire armies, nuke entire armies, or forcibly mind control entire armies completely on his own. But that takes time. Before that, you'll have to rely on your troops. This game comes with 12 different races. They interact diplomatically with each other, with you and the rest of the map, and you can freely influence that in any direction. For example, playing Cult of Storms on the United Cities map, I'm supposed to occupy the Halfling capital, but instead of fighting, I sneak up on my orc ally, declare war, and brutally murder him on the same turn. And just like that, my diplomatic standing with the Halfling skyrockets. So I take their cities without lifting a finger. They're so happy with me getting rid of an enemy, they'll quietly brush aside the fact that they are now actively involved in scorched earth tactics against their former allies. This game taught me that any amount of xenophobia and racial hatred can be overcome by building walls. I guess it makes sense. They don't have to see me, and I don't have to see them. Sometimes you capture cities with races that don't like you, and if you hold on to them, they're going to rebel. That's fine, because we can evict them. Look, you're free to hold a negative opinion. Just please do it in the woods. Whatever race you choose to resettle is going to dislike this move, but whichever race you choose to move in is going to like you even more. And basically, the people who are moving out already hate my guts, so you're not losing anything. It's free real estate. Conversely, to illustrate the importance of diplomacy, I can click on this little button 3 times and I'll lose the game. Yes, at the click of a button, you can explode any structure you own, including cities filled with women and children. Naturally, razing a city to the ground is a universally unpopular move. Turn enough towns into mass graves, and all your troops will disband and leave you. It's important to understand that each race isn't following you specifically. They're just serving their mutual interest, and when that disappears, so does their loyalty. That doesn't mean war crimes are bad. It just means you should do it to someone else. Each time a structure explodes, it spawns neutral units. If you mouse over them, you can see their behavior. If it says raiding, oh boy, that entire region is about to become a whole lot more interesting. You see, raiders also burn shit down, in turn spawning more raiders, creating a feedback loop of wartime atrocity. Razing structures to the ground is not only incredibly fun, it's also a one-way process to accidentally wiping out the entire map. You can rebuild structures using a builder's guild, but guess what? This can also be razed to the ground, meaning there's no way back. So yes, technically, this is still a fantasy game, but if you want a more fitting title, it's Harry Potter and the Yugoslavic War Tribunal. Now, I've been thinking of branching out into the financial sector and opening up a sperm bank, but to do that, I need a lot of money, advertiser money. Hey, let me tell you something. Me and my friends, we like to get very drunk and go on little tangents exploring the web. Well, after one night of this, I woke up to find my Amazon recommending me a statue of Baphomet, some effigy stick to burn as offerings, and my latter favorite, a craft pipe. Everything you need to do a little magic. Now, that's pretty funny, until I realized, wait a minute, I'm getting recommendations for something I browsed on a completely different account on a completely different computer, which means they already tracked, logged, and sold my data, and they know who I am. You might say, who cares? They'll market to me, so what? So, your data is going to be resold to data brokers, and anyone can buy it, including the government. Or should I say, bought, because Homeland Security and the IRS already have. The precise live geolocation of 1 in 4 Americans watching this is already in the hands of people who surely have your best interests in mind. Hey, have you ever been audited by the tax man? Let me tell you, it's a lot of fun, because the first thing they did is freeze my account. If not for friends and family, I could not buy food or pay the rent. And you know what they needed to do all of this? Suspicion. Do not give these people an inch, because they'll take your leg off. No one should have a right to record or track your actions online. In fact, they don't. That's the whole reason they use data brokers. Surveillance without a warrant is a breach of the Fourth Amendment. But we didn't do it. We just contract someone to do it for us. I care for my privacy, but clearly the feds don't take no for an answer, which is why I use ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN reroutes my internet connection to a secure encrypted server, so it's much more difficult for data brokers to identify or log my activities online. ExpressVPN has a no logs policy by the fact that their VPN VPN servers run off RAM, meaning that even if you want it to, no information is actually stored. But if you're not fully convinced, I actually have the best endorsement possible. One of my friends works in police investigation. He told me himself he knows ExpressVPN is legit because he has repeatedly sent them a court order information request, to which they must legally comply. Each time they showed their records, and unfortunately for them, but fortunately for you, each time they showed nothing. So stop letting anyone and everyone track, monitor, and log everything you do online, because whatever unspeakable things you do, that's between you and your God and no one else. And if you'd like to keep it that way, get ExpressVPN today. It's incredibly easy to use. All you gotta do is download the app, tap a single button, and just like that, you're a ghost in the machine. And ExpressVPN does all this without slowing my connection. Sign up now and you get 3 months of ExpressVPN for free by visiting expressvpn.com/Seth or clicking the link in the description box below. Thank you to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this video. Aside from diplomacy, the likelihood of units working together is dependent on their alignment. This can be anything from good.
Your life is everything. You serve all purpose. You should treat yourself now.
To neutral.
Your life literally is as valuable as a summer ant.
To pure evil.
What I need you to do is I need you to take a nearest rope that you got, wrap it around, if you got a garage or a fucking stairway, and hang yourself, nigga. Period. Why are you alive? Do the world a favor and hang yourself.
I don't know, but I think this depends on the alignment of your leader's race and how well that meshes with that specific creature. If you're a neutral race, you might be able to pull both sides of the spectrum, but the more polarized you are to one direction, the less likely it is that you'll convince and work with someone from the opposite end of the spectrum. Every race is structured by 4 common tech levels. Level 1 is your basic melee and ranged unit. Level 2 gives you siege weapons, clerics, and cavalry. Level 3 gives you specialist units, and level 4 gives you your ultimate unit. The maximum tech level depends on the size.
I think I have
of the city.
Vibram, but
if you want dragons, you need a 4-tile city. Now, I'm going to cover every race one by one because I can. Most maps come in layers, overland, caverns, and sometimes even deep caverns. Goblins pretty much own the underground because not only do they move fast and see well, they have giant beetles that can eat terrain. There's no front line against goblins because they'll just tunnel around you. Also, they have my favorite unit. Here's a montage to explain what they do. Goblin bombers, believe it or not, explode, taking about half a screen with them. Conversely, dwarves live underground, but also they're the only race that can cross mountains. The borders made by natural geography don't matter because dwarves can just hop over. They have access to the best tier 3 unit in the game, the Giant, which on its own can win you the entire campaign. Orcs have the best melee fighters in the game, and they get a dragon. The elves counter that by mass-producing Megafoss. This is not a joke. A nymph can seduce a tier 3 orc warlord and keep him in her cohort of simps for the rest of the game. When I was younger, the artwork and sprite of a nymph stirred feelings inside me. It made me act up, as they say, like a quirked-up white boy, busting it down sexual. No, but in all seriousness, for the tender age of 9, and seeing the various Buddha in this game, namely the nymph, the spider queen, the nature elemental, and the mermaid, I knew that being gay is going to be an uphill battle. And to this day, I'm still losing. Dark elves are just edgelord elves, except their version of a nymph is gonna step on your balls. They have the most fucked up tier 4 unit in the game, the Incarnate, which, to put it nicely, kills you and wears your skin until it's killed, at which point it jumps out to possess someone else. Yeah, this shit gave me nightmares as a child. Lizard men are just as comfortable in water as they are on land. They get turtle artillery and a basilisk. Their mortal enemy is the frostlings, which freeze everything they touch. They don't need to swim because frost queens can just turn water into ice. They have dire penguins and aggressive LED lights. If you see a horde of frostlings marching across the ocean towards you, the appropriate response is to cast Firestorm and melt the ice underneath them as they all drown to death. I love this game. Humans are humans. As vanilla as they sound, they're actually really strong. They have gunpowder, knights, and the oldest human tradition of all, scamming the absolute shit out of you. Their ultimate unit is a skyship transport, which leaves the entire map open to wide-scale human enrichment. Azrics are desert humans. They're exactly the same, except they also have beholders, genies, sandworms from Doom, and an avatar of Vishnu that can mind-break entire armies. So, besides absolutely everything, they're pretty much the same. Halflings exist to be picked up and tossed down a deep well. Undead are immune or resistant to most forms of damage and can regenerate in a single turn. They also have access to Wraiths, one of 3 units in the entire game with physical immunity. If you think that sounds a little busted, that's because it is. Unless he gets smacked by a priest or exorcised, that Wraith is going to decimate the whole map. Oh, and they also have a Grim Reaper. He can insta-kill you on touch. But really, the worst thing about him is that he's going to ruin all your crops. The manifestation of death is outside our door, and he's fucking up our corn. The Hymen, or as they're known in the German copy, the Übermensch, exist to destroy the forces of darkness. Appropriately, every second unit in their lineup can either turn the undead or deal holy damage. I don't have much to say about them, except seeing a Titan get jumped by a full stack, only to kill them on the same turn, is some of the funniest shit I've ever seen. Now, let's talk about magic. I recently found that air magic is busted. At shipyards, you can make ships, the largest of which, the Galleon, is stronger than any ultimate unit in the game. Now, normally, that's alright because they're bound to the sea, so I enchant them to fly instead. And I cast Air Mastery, which doubles the speed of anything that sails or flies in the air. My newly created battle cruisers do both, and can now sweep the entire map in a matter of turns. Now, they are vulnerable to one thing, being killed, which is why I take 3 spheres in water and cast liquid form. The AI doesn't know how to dispel magic, so yeah, the game is pretty much over. The other spheres get similar bullshit. Water is just a matter of waiting for everyone to drown. Fire can turn the map into downtown Detroit, and life can invoke the power of live, laugh, love to make foreign occupation seem like a pleasant experience. Death, on the other hand, lets you cast Pestilence, which, because of how they're programmed, breaks the computer AI. Instead of stepping out of a Pestilence cloud and potentially taking less damage, the enemy will conclude that the most logical move to make is none at all, and will sit inside the Brap cloud until they asphyxiate. And Earth Magic is basically just talk shit, get buried alive. It's actually really soothing to admire the enemy leader safely inside his downy containment chamber. As you have no doubt guessed or gleaned from this video, there's many ways to break this game, and I only know some of them. My recent favorite is starting with Lightning Strike, which makes fights increasingly stupid as you watch multiple enemies run up to your leader, take a swing, miss, and get stun locked into oblivion. Also, I learned that unlike Seduce or Charm, which only work if a target has testicles, Dominate actually works on anything. And if you get lucky and roll a Ring of Flight, this includes dragons as well. By the way, I don't know what to think of this, but I learned how this works mechanically. I found out that men in this game are categorized as humanoid, whereas women fall under the category of creature. Regardless which side you follow, the campaign is pretty long. There's branching paths, a lot of lore, and generally is just a fun experience. Spoilers ahead, so if you don't want spoilers to a 23-year-old game, skip forward to this timestamp. Alright, actually I don't have any spoilers. I just wanted those people gone so we can have a quiet moment. Anyway, give it a few seconds so they think I'm actually saying something valuable. Anyway, remember Elf Hyperborea? Yeah, that kind of went wrong. Meandor tries to revive King Iniok, and it works. A little too well. The star shining over the Valley of Wonders is blood red. Iniok is now an undead lich, leading the forces of death. Positives, destruction of humanity. Negatives, he's going to kill us all in the process. All in all, a mixed bag, so we should probably do something about it. At some point, you can escape with your people to safety, or choose to stand and fight with the arrival of a Hymen, whose name sounds very strange if you say it too quickly. If you're playing the cult, your options are like, I could land the undead, but they're probably, maybe, definitely gonna kill me. Yeah, I'm going Team Hymen. Huh? Then you win the campaign, and it's like, maybe the real type of storms. All the friends we made along the way. I'm a wanted war criminal.
Where is it?
If you play people and choose to stay, you and the Hymen essentially put Iniok back in the ground. Your reward for all this is a lifetime of loneliness as the last of your race has sailed across the sea, never to be seen again. It's a bittersweet ending, and I like it very much. You know the fable of the fox and the sour grape? Yeah, I want to eat them because they're sour. To this day, the game looks amazing. I'm running it 800 by 600, stretched to a 1080p monitor. The possibility that this knowledge is making someone very upset set right now makes it all the more enjoyable. The sprite work, beautiful. Animated dragon that follows your cursor in the UI, beautiful. I love this game. What more can I say? The soundtrack is so good I've listened to it at least 100 times back to back for the last 2 decades. And the sound effects. The sound effects are completely scuffed. Full disclosure, I think they used royalty-free stock sound effects for most of the combat, and I love it. Look, I don't need to explain why Beholder sounds like a golden retriever. It's a feature. Critique. If you alt-tab the game on Windows 10, it's gonna turn into inverted neon purple puke. I've kind of learned how to navigate this stereoscopic hell, if only because I believe it's some kind of portal into the lean dimension. Jokes aside, if this happens to your game, it's fucked. Just close and restart. Also, if you get frequent crashing with a pop-up that says like map view or show scene, there's a patch you can run to fix it. I'll link that in the description below. Finally, we have a sale on GOG for Age of Wonders 1, 2, and free. I couldn't get the expansions for free because they're really expensive, but I did manage to secure the expansion for Age of Wonders 2. They will be available for very little money. I personally endorse every single one of them because they're great games, and I will review them when someone pays me a lot of money. Offer code FUGHUNTER goes in all fields. Enjoy. As always, more content to come, so stay tuned. A warm thanks to the many members of the Merchants Guild generously funding and bankrolling these videos, except recently because I've realized I can milk VPN sponsors instead. You're all truly wonderful. Have a good one. Hey people, Seth here. Have you ever dug too deep and found something they don't want you to know? Sandy Loam, who is she and why can't I reach her? Have you ever fallen out with someone and restored your friendship using quantum entanglement to retroactively rewrite history and save them from a car crash that never actually happened? Have you ever wanted to skip a lifetime of formal education just by cooking a banana? And finally, have you ever had a fungal infection on your arm that, despite your best efforts, won't go away? No problem. Just cut it off. Then stab a syringe filled with anabolic growth hormones right into your chest and grow a new one. As you well know, mushrooms are a great source of protein. I just hope you're not picky about the origin of that protein. Everything said could be described as the raving of a paranoid schizophrenic, but it isn't. It's an everyday occurrence in the caves of Quod, which I'm not sure how to say, so we'll just use the acronym instead. COUGH is like the negligent supervisor to a kindergarten daycare. When the kids ask him if they can collectively mutilate themselves in the sandbox, he doesn't say, "No, don't do that." He says, "Give it a try. See what happens." Caves of Quod is an open-ended sandbox roguelike which is still in development. Despite this, it's entirely playable and extremely fun. Fun, which I define as I spent half a day with my screen looking like this, and I had to kill a man for his tattoo gun so I could drink the ink, pull the cord in the flashbang, and explode it into my open eyes. Why? Because in this game, that's how you cure monochronia. If pain and suffering are the extra edge to your enjoyment, you're gonna have a great time. If you're asking yourself right now, Seth, what the fuck am I looking at? It might not be your cup of tea, but I don't drink tea because they tampered my water supply, and ever since I started drinking from a public tap, I've been getting more and more of these androgynous body pillars. Let's be real here. Caves of Quod, Caves of
Thanks, man.
is not the prettiest of games. This is
I just got chill for
probably
that.
the only game you could get caught playing in the office and have your boss look at the screen and think, "Damn, my man's Excel spreadsheet looks fucked up." It's not a very visual game, even though there are some nice visuals here and there. You're gonna have to use imagination, and if you can't, take my word for it that this random
in the furry type
pixels is actually a small farming community. So, what's the story of Quod? I don't know. There used to be an advanced transhumanist civilization living on Quod, but they're not around anymore. Instead, we got mutated everything, from humans to trees, from pigs to chimpanzees. Everything thinks, feels, and the plants talk behind your back.
Hopefully he'll have a Pokemon.
Complete madhouse, but hey, it's very colorful. To play this stupid game, you need to make a character for which you've got 2 options, mutant or truekin. What's the difference? Mutants are genetic freaks, and
I should be able to make that.
as they level
As long as
up.
they heal the Pokemon. Hopefully they did.
Multiple heads, multiple feet, multiple powerful hands, 2 hearts, paralyzing stingers, regrowing limbs, the ability to
Okay, I did.
fly, the ability to induce a brain
I did one shot
aneurysm,
this.
spontaneous
Or maybe 2 shot.
teleportation, phasing
shot.
through solid objects, and even infinite
Oh.
nutrition from the sun, because your
Okay.
skin is made of chlorophyll. So
Maybe I'm not ready for this. Holy
you're
fuck, he just
a
one shot.
horrific abomination, and if you encounter a certain holy inquisition of turbo
Nah, I'm
augmented
all good.
race purists, they'll kill you on sight. Conversely, true to the name, Truekin are humans that haven't mutated. They don't get mutations, they get cybernetic augmentations. These don't come cheap. You first need to obtain an implant, whether by chance or by cutting the electronics out of a dead Templar. Then you need to find an autonomous upgrade terminal, which, upon detecting that you are indeed a pure-blooded human, refers to you as aristocrat, and allows you to install as many implants as you want, provided your body has space, and provided you did not forget to upgrade your cybernetic software license. Because, even if the world is over, we cannot forget the importance of arbitrary, bureaucratic administration. And by God,
my next day's not gonna be that long.
HR protocols
Not this
to
one,
get you
anyway.
transhumanist upgrades. Every registered
this
cybernetic
guy.
in your body runs a license cost. The total cannot exceed the license, which you have to upgrade using cybernetic credits. These are exceptionally rare, and there's no easy way of finding them. And rightly
Please don't
so,
get one
because
shot.
cybernetics
Okay, nice.
are absolutely ridiculous.
Please no.
Tired of your tiny, feminine hands?
Thanks,
Giant
okay.
hands. Afraid of dying? On board, intravenous, AI-controlled injectors designed to pump you full of life-saving
Ah,
chemicals
fuck off.
depending on the situation instantaneously. Do you want to fabricate narcotics in the middle of combat? We can install fingers on top of your fingers. And if you ever change your mind, you can swap them out for something else. However, amputating your legs to replace them with a set of motorized tank treads is, unfortunately, an
But that is
irreversible
not-
process. Personally, I recommend
Fucking
you play
hell.
a mutant when starting out. There's not really any bad
I should be able to
choices
beat
in
him, but it's just-
creation, but
I need to get rid of this
realistically,
guy.
don't get too attached to your first dozen.
I don't wanna use
Once
him-
you're
I-
more
I don't wanna
confident,
use-
you can
I
play
have to use my main
Truekin
guy now.
instead, and abuse the system so hard you'll forget the original purpose of this game. Attributes are simple, combat is even simpler, which is convenient because fighting is the main way to level up. You're going to be doing a lot of fighting, and death is an ever-present reality, especially at lower levels. If I'm going to be very honest with you, most of you will reach Red Rock for one of the early quests and get stoned to death by a pack of bloodthirsty baboons. My advice, get a gun. There's a lot of dangers out there, but bullets don't discriminate. They only penetrate. This game is all about risk management, and there's no telling what we're going to encounter, because nearly everything is randomly generated and unique to your save file. The settlements, the culture, the lore,
Let's go
the
strong.
layouts of dungeons and dwellings across the world, and even the pharmacological treatment for different types of disease are built completely out of RNG. Amazingly, it actually works most of the time. The only things that stay the same are the location of unique settlements, the topography of the map, and of course, the main quest line. Caves of Quid is quite unique in this regard, since most roguelikes don't have an overarching story. It's currently unfinished, so consider it entirely optional. If you're looking to follow an objective, and possibly, probably, most likely, die in the process. If it makes you feel any better, most players get to Golgotha, and then they quit. In my case, I got to Golgotha, came back, and then I realized that wasn't the hard part. What did he mean by this? I'm not gonna tell you. You're gonna have to experience that for yourself. I'm not joking when I say this game has one of the steepest difficulty curves, and one fatal mistake could end your entire playthrough. Or, you know, just
Really
hit
tough.
Alt F4 and never tell anyone. Let me tell you about mechanics. Firstly, overlay UI. Turn it on. I have no idea why it's not the default, but it's virtually unplayable without it. There's a lot of interesting monster designs in this game. Interesting in their design to creatively reduce your life expectancy. Most common cause of death, a brick wall, because for some reason, mimics are level 25 and still generate where they shouldn't. That's good programming, just like choosing Unity to be the basis of your sandbox roguelike. How about Rusty Sawblade that dismembers on
Hold on,
every
he's
hit?
dead
I
anyway,
hope
like-
you have an extra head, because
Oh, yeah.
otherwise it's game over. On the bright side, equipping your severed face as a homemade
What?
facial
Fire.
accessory is
Seriously?
both fashionable and attractive. Do you like bananas? How about being
There you
peeled like a banana? Because for about half the banana trees in this game, the fruit comes to them. This may surprise newer players, as pressing Auto Explore in the Banana Grove is a guaranteed single-click shortcut to being disemboweled. Have you ever wondered about the struggle of living with dyslexia? If so, encounter a psychic master and his slaves, and you won't have to wonder anymore. And why not say, fuck it, let's add a giant magnet to the game, because stripping you of your dignity is no longer enough. We're going to forcibly strip you of your items as well. And considering most people have auto pickup turned on by default, watch as your character is forced into an infinite dance of losing items, picking them up, only to lose them again, until you starve to death or smash escape fast enough to turn it off. You know the Great Pyramids of Egypt? Imagine they could fly. Now imagine you fused it with a Sherman T-34 Calliope and expanded the rocket tubes to 100. Not too bad when you consider a rocket salvo is only 10, unless they get you up against a wall, in which case you get slammed repeatedly until they empty the entire rack. And then they fabricate and replace each and every high explosive missile in a single turn. At this point, why not give it an automatic force field and the ability to randomly teleport across the map? Everything described as an enemy inside Caves of Quid. Is it a unique optional boss fight? No, it is a common occurrence in the Deathlands, known only as a chrome pyramid. And if you see your screen vibrating and glitching, it's a good time to leave. If that sounds overwhelming, let me assure you that's not the case, because every creature in this game, from birds to trees, plants to ants, baboons to raccoons, everything belongs to a specific faction, and their relation to you is dependent on your reputation with a group. If you're hated, even the peaceful ones will try to rip you apart. If you're loved, even the most aggressive members will protect you as one of their own. This applies to others as well.
Chimps eat the fuck out of monkeys.
And the relation between factions controls their behavior. Let's say you wear a beaded bracelet. This tricks baboons into thinking you're one of their own. That doesn't mean they're not aggressive. That just means they're not aggressive to you.
They hunt monkeys. They corral them, man. It's the most ruthless shit. Because there's a video of this chimp eating a monkey while it's alive. He's holding on to the monkey, fighting his hips, pulling chunks of meat, while the monkey's screaming like, ah!
So, how do you influence reputation? Reputation isn't affected by helping or killing normal people, only celebrities. Much like in real life, if you kill a lot of short people, they won't rise up against you. But if you kill a famous Minecraft YouTuber the size of a small child, they'll start to notice. Every faction randomly generates legendary characters, and interacting, bonding, or straight up murdering them will influence your reputation, depending on that character's personal history. For example, this is a legendary star. Queen. She is naturally loved by her people.
So it's like one person. There's just the chicken white left, and then the boss,
probably
which is probably Cleopatra, or the EV bitch.
Confidential banking details from one village and stole some shit from another.
I feel the bitch.
These factions don't like her, and smacking her dead with a heavy brand.
How are you leaving the academy now?
Make a lot of people.
It can't maybe take like 20 minutes. Oh, you did the things though.
Now, the most
exams and stuff.
Quid is water. There's not much of it around, so the act of sharing your water is one of the most culturally significant actions you can take. Your first is mine, my water is yours. Performing a water ritual will bond you together and strengthen relations. The factions that like them will like you even more, but the factions that don't will dislike you by association. However, sharing water with another only later to betray your brother is the worst crime you can possibly commit, and even the enemy of thy enemy will
There's just one more, two more left, really.
Slayer with open hatred, as will every faction in the game. Of course, you can always use a Schrodinger's page. Remember, it's not considered historical revision when you're doing it with quantum entanglement. As briefly mentioned, water is the most valuable commodity. That's why we don't have currency. Water is currency. We don't go by greenback or gold. We go by water, and we trade it by the dram. 1 dram of water is approximately 1/8 of a fluid ounce, or about 3.6 ml. It is the smallest unit of trade, and a water skin can hold up to 64 drams of fluid, 8 fluid ounces, or about 230 ml. In Caves of Quid, we drink our currency. In this world, poverty isn't begging on the streets. Poverty is dying of thirst, and so you need water to live or trade, meaning your currency is actually damn heavy, and there's only so many water skins you can carry around. It's an interesting system, effectively effectively forcing you to trade valuables for other valuables and measure out water to even out the difference. But to even earn your water, you're going to have to go into the great unknown, explore, plunder, and pillage your way across the world, and hopefully you can come back alive. It's going to be dangerous, but when the alternative is certain death, I think I'll take my options. Survival is not easy, but the game offers you a diverse variety of skills to help you stay alive. Each time you level up, you get skill points, which can be freely distributed to suit your character. Finding combinations that work is a matter of experimentation. For example, I once made a mutant with 6 arms, with an axe in each hand. Axes specialize in dismemberment, and dual welding specializes in attacking simultaneously with each arm. Each turn, my abomination took off up to 6 limbs, including the head, and believe me, everything eventually runs out of limbs. On top of that, you'll run into items you don't understand. These will be described as an artifact and require successful identification to properly use. For example, if your character is a complete dumbass, he has no concept of a folding chair. Instead, he'll see it as a collection of strange tubes. Also, don't do this with stuff you don't own, because in the process of delicately smashing it to pieces, you might unintentionally break it. And the excuse of, sorry, I was just identifying, doesn't work when you're being violently murdered by a pack of villagers. Artifacts are amazing and offer you great flexibility, often augmenting or replacing abilities you don't have with their mechanized technological equivalent. These include, but are not limited to, instant teleportation to any XYZ coordinate, biodynamic fuel cells powered by blood, handheld nuclear grenades, or even a pair of rocket skates designed for their intended purpose to burn down every forest in the game. Not only can you use them, but with a tinkering skill, you can also craft them. And provided you've got the appropriate blueprints, you can not only craft them, but also modify them to your heart's content. And for the longest time, that seemed like the limits of this game, until I went further beyond and discovered cooking. Imagine living in a world where the difference between life and death is decided almost entirely by what you had for breakfast that day, because that's what cooking is to caves of Quud. When everything is so mutated, even consuming the mutant will give you their properties, and adding more mutants to the dish will increase the possibilities of your ridiculous combination. For example, I can engineer a chance to heal to full health on any tick of damage. Then I pour acid on my feet and become immortal. Or I can use a mental mutation to spawn a huge number of plants that explode when you step on them, eat a gecko that gives me complete immunity to fire, and intentionally cause a chain reaction that turns the entire map into lava while leaving my untouched. Or I could ask a gigantic sewer slug for his favorite soup recipe, drink it, and turn myself permanently into a gigantic sewer slug that stores, pressurizes, and spits entire rivers of acid. With all that knowledge, the only thing left is to go deeper. Many people go into caves and they don't come back. Usually they have stupid names like Nutty Putty Cave. A man actually died there. There's a mother out there that had to explain to her kids, yeah, your father unfortunately passed away in Nutty Putty Cave. Do you want that to be you? But I digress, because everything I've told you up until now has been the surface of Quud. What does that mean? It means I've played long enough to see the game for what it really is. A series of challenges that appear impossible until you realize every problem has a solution. And once the puzzle pieces click together, you'll reach that epiphany that the entire system is, by design, designed to be subverted. The sandbox wants you to break it. It wants you to achieve your goal in the most creative way possible.
Look at this.
Let me tell you about
the normally you're on.
For a start, we need a lot of money. We don't have time to earn it.
Oh, you
so
can run
we're
up
going
here.
to print it. Welcome to the lava
Like
economy.
that. You can't run up like that, but if you go backwards.
1 gram equals 16 grams of water. Okay, great. However, we can only store it safely inside a 1 gram glass vial. A water skin.
You can't back up normally, but you can jump backwards and just
just
keep going.
Extinguish the fire caused by the lava by pouring water on it and leaving the water skin perfectly intact for me to sell. The developers patched this out and reduced the value of lava twice, but that didn't stop me. Instead, I streamlined the process. Normally, fungal colonies produce lava, which is a good source of early money and parasitic infections, but their capacity is limited. We need industrial quantities. You need to find and identify a thermal grenade and a freeze grenade. Any generation works, but a Mark III is preferable. Next, we need bananas. Either 6-day
I
still
did
or
here.
banana
I did
bread.
here.
Preserve it into sun-dried bananas, cook it, gain psychometry. Use psychometry to read the early history of every artifact in your inventory without paying for a data disk ever again. Get tinkering to level 1 so you can disassemble scrap and craft grenades. Go to the desert canyon, locate a nice pocket of shale rock. Quick trivia, what's the melting point of shale rock? About 1,000 degrees. Chuck thermal grenades in quick succession until it melts. Congratulations, we've just made lava. Fill as many water skins as you can hold and throw them far away. Now,
So guys, I
refrigerate.
have enough grids.
Congratulations, you have now freeze-dried your lava. Head back to town and buy whatever you want. With the Federal Reserve forever printing lava, we don't have to worry about money anymore. Next, we need to metagame harder. Liquids are important to this game. Liquids are vital. Liquids also mix together and get tainted in the process. Would you like it if a woman stepped in your
Oh.
bowl of cereal? Don't answer that. At the 6-day stilt, there's a merchant of interest. He sells
so funny.
liquids, sometimes exceptionally rare liquids. He's going to be the catalyst to our success. But there's one problem. He's only one man. We need more. Have a look at my game. Now let's read the names together. Ichor Merchant. Clone of an Ichor Merchant.
I'm not to be
Clone
up here,
of a
like,
clone of an
giant.
Ichor Merchant. You
Well,
get the idea.
so,
We're
I
going
guess
to buy
shortcuts.
his cloning solution, pour it on his body, and watch him multiply. And then we're going to buy cloning solution from his clones to multiply them as well. Why? So we can buy more cloning solution to duplicate any merchant we desire. It takes some time, but first you have to plant your crops before you can enjoy the harvest. Now we're going to buy our way to immortality. How? By purchasing every file of neutron flux. And then you're going to cook some gravity. Neutron flux gives you a permanent +1 to your armor value, with a
Go to the
1 in
top.
4 chance of gravitational collapse. Seth, I don't like those odds. Neither do I. Take a Sphinx Salt Injector, stab it into your arm, start cooking. If your body collapses under the weight of a neutron star, go back. Because that never really happened. Because precognition is a vision of the future, not the present. And if you don't like that theoretical timeline, you go back to a divergent point in time when you first injected that cocktail. Walk around, live life, and try again. When the deterministic dice roll of RNG will give you the outcome you desire. Yes, this game has save scumming built into the mechanics. Reach immortality. Keep eating bananas. The potassium is good for you and good for your newfound ability to craft nearly every item in the game. Next, the one and only reason I play Truekin is to pacify the Templars. Unique Templars carry a very special cocktail. Unfortunately, they're extremely trigger happy and they have a tendency to inject it upon any sign of conflict. As a Truekin, I simply walk up to them and buy it for a pathetic sum of money. What is it? It's an injector filled with ether nectar. Injecting it gives you a permanent +1 to a random attribute, but that's not good enough. We're going to preserve it and condense the nectar, and then we're going to use precognition and cook it, which gives us a 1 in 4 chance of getting +1 in all of our attributes permanently. However, these are quite rare.
I guess too steep, you can't do it.
I'll ever find another. So first, I find a high-level merchant, clone them repeatedly, and buy metamorphic polygel. This is cloning solution for items. So now I can theoretically scale my character to an infinite amount of armor, infinite amount of attributes, and once I clone all the bookstores, an infinite amount of Schrodinger's pages that I can use to gain an infinite amount of reputation. And still, I get one shot by a fucking rusty saw. Remember that chrome pyramid I talked about previously? Nobody actually knew how to deal with these until one insane madman EMP'd the force field, charged the chrome pyramid, and with a small flick of the blade, disarmed it. Yes, he ripped off the entire swarm rack. That same swarm rack can be picked up and used. However, the average player can only hold a weight of about 300. This thing weighs 1,500. So we modify it, reducing its total weight down to 0. But at this point, weight doesn't really matter. With the exact same method, I disarmed every other robot in the Deathlands and used them to craft spheres of negative weight, allowing us to effectively roleplay as a high-speed missile launcher. But even that was still not enough. I was tired of paying for goods, so I stabbed a merchant with a love injector and robbed them blind. Then I stabbed a legendary bear, so we could improve human race relations by sharing honey and the location of local beehives. I also stabbed the Pope, made him follow me back to town, and watched as he started a race riot because his reputation with the unwashed masses was not very high. Instead, I wanted companions that don't murder everyone, so I sprayed sentience on a block of concrete and convinced the block of animated concrete to follow me into combat. I found out concrete is not only indestructible, it can also hold weaponry in its hands. Unfortunately, my companion died when I foolishly tried to slam through concrete using concrete. I broke a concrete wall. I lost a concrete friend. But none of what I said even holds a candle compared to being a high-level esper. Here's some examples of what you can do. Surround yourself with a permanent force field. Use instant transmission. Turn walls into lava. Turn brains into liquid using your mind. From the other side of a map with clairvoyance. Dominate every merchant to give you their life savings. Dominate a domesticated pig. Put a nuclear warhead in its mouth and turn it into a remote-controlled suicide bomber. Split yourself into 7 identical copies
Please
with
don't die.
identical powers and turn the screen into a living nightmare. Use ego projection. Project your HP so high it doesn't even render in the UI. Die anyway. Reverse the outcome with precognition. Follow one of the billion divergent timelines instead. Tap the mass mind.
come on.
Pluck sentience from the universe. Reset your cooldowns and do it all over
Yeah,
again.
come
As
on.
you can probably
There you
tell, it was so damn powerful
Thank
that
you.
the developers had to code in their own countermeasures. Now, the more powerful you are, the more others start to notice. Your psychic glimmer
There we go.
increases, and other espers will come to take your mind for their own. The attacks become so brutal, the burden of power so great, that you might even be tempted in your moment of weakness to eat a fuck ton of humble pies. Because in this game, the bakeries are owned by Nietzsche, and his pastries induce ego death. But the player will forever subvert the developer. Do you know how to end the pursuit, to stop the hunt, to escape? You have to accept first that there is no escape and allow yourself to be caught. And in the briefest of moments, you dominate.
Does
your
Frost also
pursuit
have an
and kill
evolution?
yourself. Your old flesh is gone, but inside new flesh, your mind lives on. This game is truly exceptional, but it does have its problems. One, it's made on Unity. That's not immediately noticeable, but when a small cloud of gas accidentally falls down a pipe and has to generate 10 levels of dungeon for the sake of simulation, yeah, you're gonna notice. Two, sometimes an essential quest NPC contracts a fungal infection and is regrettably chopped to pieces. Sometimes the sandbox breaks and you lose your progress. The game practically expects you to use console commands to fix itself, so don't feel too bad about it. Free. Most of the game is randomly generated, but you can tell immediately if a character is pre-written, because the first Tumblr persona you meet will give you an option to ask about her neon purple hair and quirky way of talking.
I know,
like
do
the
that.
writing in this game.
I need to get rid of this guy.
Liked by the water barons for her queer appearance? Really? Maybe. She just looks like shit. Listen, I can respect the fact that you can self-insert your OC girlfriend, but at least give us the option of dismembering her. And 4, I want more. There's not enough of this world, and you're spending too much of your time banning me off your Discord for making reasonable gameplay suggestions. Initially, I dismissed this game as overly simplistic. I come back now to tell you how deep it goes. Even with the time given, I've only told you a fraction of what I know. It should be noted that the writing in this game is fantastic. There's so much lore, like how the banana ranchers in this game are plants themselves. It's plants enslaving plants. It's plantation owners beating other plantation owners. They just work up the hierarchy. It's like my slave name used to be Whipped Cream. Now I'm Whipping Cream. The music in this game is very charming and sets the tone that you're in a completely alien environment where nearly every rock, tree, and flower is very much alive. It's a beautiful, wonderful, and janky mess of a game, and despite being in early access, it's already given me hundreds of hours of enjoyment. As such, I give it a completely random, yet quantifiably high score, which can only be expressed on a graphical calculator. It's fantastic. It's not for everyone, and it's incredibly neurotic, but if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, give it a try. We negotiated a deal, however small, for about 10% off for the next couple of days on GOG. Follow the link and you save a single $1. As always, more content to come, so stay tuned. That content will consist of more than 4 pixels. A warm thanks to the many members of the Merchants Guild generously funding and bankrolling these videos. Except this one is completely free because I can't make you pay money for abstract text adventures. You're all truly wonderful. Take care and have a good one. Hey people, Seth here. Today, I'll be covering an old childhood classic, a game that taught me that outside the safety of cities and towns, the entire natural world wants us dead, and you can't walk 5 meters without being mauled, stung, or assaulted by wildlife. That money can buy happiness, reverses aging, and helps everyone forget that you butchered an entire village 5 minutes ago, and that divorcing your wife is objectively worse than murder. I'm speaking, of course, about Fable, but not just Fable. Fable, The Lost Chapters, and Fable Anniversary, because they're all the same game, but Lionhead Studios needed 4 times the money. Released in 2004,
I think I'll one shot me if I actually get that attack off.
That justified buying an Xbox Classic. I know this because I owned an Xbox Classic. It had about 3 games on it, and one of those was Enter the Matrix, which still haunts me to this very day, but I digress. Anyway, Fable is a game about an experience all of us can relate to. Having your parents killed and your village burnt to the ground, only to be saved by an influential pedophile and forced into a life of indentured servitude. And after years of emotional and physical abuse, you're released into the great wide world with the expectation that you won't become a brooding menace to society. You're conditioned like an animal to follow the action-reward psychology of being a hero. The dopamine release of completing quests is all that drives your addiction for fame and relevance. Peter Molyneux is a liar, but he's also a genius, because throughout the game you're forced to make choices. Not reasonable choices, not thoughtful choices, but picking between the 2 extremes of morality, good or evil. Here is a typical moral dilemma as presented by Peter Molyneux. As you walk along the road, you encounter a homeless man being bullied by a delinquent teenager. The good option, scare off a bully. The evil option, beat that homeless man within an inch of his life and crack his rib cage open like a coconut crab. Both options give you the same amount of alignment points. It's insane, it's nonsensical, and I absolutely love it. There's not much to say about the story. You go do quests and uncover the fact that some of your family isn't dead, so you reunite with them, only to have them all die except your sister, who I always spare because she's pretty damn hot. So you kill the big bad guy that's been making your life miserable, and Fable 1 ends there, because they ran out of time. Then you have to kill the big bad guy's persona avatar in The Lost Chapters, which is an expansion featuring a completely new area with reskins of all the monsters you fought before, and some extra content that was cut from the original. You can redo all this in the Anniversary Edition, which is a high-definition remaster of Lost Chapters, with extra bloom and gloom to drain out the color. While colors are faded, the characters aren't, and all the new models look great, including Lady Grey, the only good romance option in the entire game. If you're not familiar, Lady Grey is the sultry mayor of Bowerstone North. She's also a crazy racist bitch that gets turned on by seeing black people die in front of her. Unlike Lost Chapters, Anniversary has built-in controller support for the PC. Anniversary Edition also has limited modding support, which is completely broken and unusable. However, this didn't stop one man, whose autism was more powerful than we could have ever imagined. Mr. Defini used his modding talents to replace every wasp in the game with Shrek, including the Queen.
More wasps have spawned, but they are no match.
God bless Australia. Fable is very simple. It's also very easy. I would actually be very impressed if you somehow managed to lose the game, because you can't actually die as long as you're digesting food. Turns out it's not a question of how strong you are. It's a question of how many apples you brought. You start as a child apprentice at the Heroes Guild, but after a few tutorials, everything fast forwards until you're a fully grown adult. Before that, you'll have to tolerate living with Whisper.
It's time to wake up. Get out of bed, lazy bones.
Doing unpaid labor for the guild.
Well done, lad. The beetles are all dead.
And holding back tears while doing favors for the guildmaster.
Just keep going till I tell you to stop. Ah, now that's more like it.
Get used to the weight of this sword. I think you've earned yourself some pocket money for that.
Then you can finally go out into the great wide world of Albion. You can tell this place was inspired by Britain, as all the peasants speak like they're inbred. They also have one of those characteristic British smiles. Lionhead Studios hates the working class, so they've made every effort to make you hate them as much as possible. You can interact with them, use emotes, and even marry them. I learned very early in life that the only two ways to get out of marriage is through domestic violence or becoming a widow. As a hero, you take quests from the guild. Some are optional, some are essential for progressing the story. They're quite straightforward. Occasionally, Whisper will show up to annoy you even more and steal your experience points because her skill set is designed for kill stealing and contributing absolutely nothing to a team fight. The skill points you did manage to save from Whisper's firebombs and flips can be spent at the guild on upgrading your hero. As you level up your abilities, your hero will also physically change, growing taller and more muscular. This game is living proof that there's no excuse for being a manlet, so hit the gym and squat your way into becoming 7 feet tall. There are downsides to upgrading your abilities, as each point spent makes you physically older, developing wrinkles, memory loss, and once you hit the age of 65, forces you to spend about 20,000 gold on a hip replacement. You can choose not to do this, but you'll have to keep taking morphine shots to numb the pain for the rest of the game. There are proven ways to reverse aging, of course, like sacrificing your wife to the dark gods.
A pathetic contribution.
Interestingly, this is still slightly less evil than divorcing her. There's a lot of skills to choose from, but like men, skills aren't made equally. Magic restores very slowly, so you'll be forced to chug down mana potions if you plan on using spells. The one upside of being a mage is that you can still use emotes while spellcasting, so you can keep thrusting away as you electrocute your enemies to death. Others are completely broken. Assassin Rush lets you blink behind enemies and abuse the AI. Fun fact, Assassin's Rush can sometimes glitch into the terrain when combined with Summon. Please don't use this in the Chamber of Fate, or you might accidentally glitch your way under the floorboards and obtain the Sword of Aeons 30 minutes after starting the game. Multi-Strike allows you to completely ignore the combat system since it can't be blocked and has no cooldown, and Time Stop lets you run through about 80% of the game without even lifting a finger. There's a lot more skills out there, but they're far too balanced to be worth talking about. Except heal. Heal is absolutely vital when your character gets too muscular, as your fists might unintentionally kill your wife. Use heal between beatings to keep her healthy, and to get rid of any bruising that might be used as evidence against you in a court of law. Quests typically award you a lot of gold. Most players will spend this on improving their gear or buying new weapons. Real gamers spend it all on playing blackjack and buying yourself an appropriate title so you don't go insane from listening to the villagers. Based on old save files I found from when I was 12 years old, I can tell you with high certainty that the most popular titles everyone picked were Assassin, Necromancer, and Reaper. We were really edgy kids back then. In between quests, you can go and wander around town, trade, and get constantly mocked by older heroes who are past their prime.
He can't entrust important quests to novices like you.
I see they're letting the children out of the guild early these days. Now, move aside, will you? I don't need you crowding me too. Can you move away now? You're getting in the way of my fans. I hear you can make a decent living out of fishing. Or maybe begging's more your style.
As if that wasn't bad enough, the Guildmaster will constantly Skype call you through your guild seal, giving you great advice when you need it the most.
Your health is low. Do you have any potions or food? Try to get your combat multiplier even higher.
Don't worry, you get a chance to kill them all later.
It's time I showed the world who the real hero is.
Well, I'm rather fond of my soul. I'm not giving it up without a fight.
There's a lot of activities outside town, including side quests, puzzles, and fishing. However, fishing is a good way to catch carpal tunnel, as it involves rapidly mashing left click on the PC. So, to avoid this, I turn on my auto clicker. I set it to a 1 millisecond delay time so I can catch the fish instantly. Modern problems require modern solutions. You can customize your hero however you like. Different haircuts, facial hair, tattoos, and clothing will provoke different responses from the townspeople. Some of these might not make sense, so you should always ask yourself, what would a British woman find attractive? And go from there. The last chapters lets you own a brothel as well, which you couldn't in the base game. Lost Chapters is better in every way compared to the original. It's beautiful, it's got a lot to do, and it's absolutely busted with the ways you can abuse the system. Peasants lack any kind of business sense, and will happily sell you all of their stock. Then they begin panicking from the lack of supplies and offer to buy it all back at greatly inflated prices to end the shortage. You can do this infinitely and ruin the economy. Another scheme I used to run was being pure good and extremely famous, so peasants would never question why I need to lead them to a secluded spot in the woods. Once there, they'd all die of mysterious circumstances. When this happens, the family would have to sell the house in order to pay for funeral expenses. I would immediately snatch up the property and rent it out. I then repeat this for every property in town. Days later, the town is repopulated by the descendants of all those unfortunate peasants, who are forced to pay rent to me, their benevolent landlord, for all eternity, unaware of the fact that I may have had a role in their parents' demise. Fable. It's ridiculous, it's entertaining, and it's probably one of the most interesting games ever made by Peter Molyneux. If you haven't already, then I sincerely recommend you give it a try. And if you have, well, I'm just feeding off your nostalgia. This time, The Lord of Lies gets my vote, and I give it a 6 out of 6, which is the number of simultaneous wives you can have in every village, provided none of them ever find out. Personally, I look down on polygamy, so if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go hold hands with my husband. As always, more content to come, so stay tuned. Probably much more autistic content, so be warned. A warm thanks to the many members of the Merchants Guild generously funding and bankrolling these videos. You're all truly wonderful. Have a good one.
Alright, so it's basically the streamer one, okay. That's basically just the streamer one again. Double battle, okay. gyms are really boring in this one. I haven't liked any of them yet. Maybe even Sword and Shield gyms were better. And they weren't even that great. Oh, let's go in Nimona. Oh no, huh. If we killed about Nimona in. We'll probably fight her out there. Yeah. Time to fight critical. I healed them all. I don't know if they attack on the second one. Oh, he's got Terra. Oh no, he's not, because it's not the gym battle. This is just dragging on. Yeah, go on. They can no longer escape. It's like I couldn't escape anyway. Like, why? Not for the fucking gym battle, it makes no sense. Okay, Dragon Knight on purpose. Like, this battle should have already been over. I need to make it so the text a bit faster. I was hoping that palm was soon. I was using it for like one thing. Alright, gym battle time. Which is just gonna come out. She'll appear because it's a ghost gym. She'll appear in front of everyone. Like, let's go. They should have had her appear out of nowhere. Like, this is the ghost gym. Dear Rip Rhyme. I should okay. Oh, this is the rap battle one. This is like if there's ever gonna be voice in Pokemon like that, we should have like bits like this. Wait, what? I have to go talk to her. Oh, okay. No, I can do the gym battle. Yeah, this game's just so weak. Like even Sword and Shield's better than this one. Like the open world's nice, but even Arceus did that better. So Arceus, like it's a step in the right direction, but like it needs a lot of work. Like it's just so boring. Like, I don't know if I'll collect all the Pokemon. I might just for the sake of it. Why are you here? I'll copy this pro cashier. Fuck her up. MC of RIP. I should get some boomer. That wasn't. Oh, fight. I don't just can't see buffs and shit like that. Oh fucking god. This is pain. The final one. Thank you. I can actually get him strong anyway. Or strong Pokemon. Toxicity is okay. Time for a Terrasilize cutscene. Oh, this thing's not ghost type, is it? Like, it's poison and poison shock? Like, how? Wow, she brought dead dogs to the party. Crap noise. Yeah. Ah. Wow. Good job, buddy. You got rid of my weakest Pokemon. Actually falling asleep. Good job, you lost. No thanks. What? Mona? She shows up. No? So, two gems, 1 star, and then 1 Titan. I was gonna do the Titan, but got sidetracked. What are the Titan now? I think they'll heal my Pokemon for him. See what I get. I'll get some Japanese guy. Oh, nice. Actually, need that one. Magikarp. It's level 1 as well. Just pass along this fucking Magikarp. Is that? I need this. I don't think I do. I think it's a hobbit or oh yeah, hobbit or skibbit or whatever that's called. I don't think I need this Pokemon. What's up, Waxy? It's been a hot minute. Happy Thanksgiving, dude. I don't know, these aren't Pokemon first, but I'll do the job. Just hurry up and die. Yeah, not too bad, I'm just chilling. I'm gonna be heading off soon. Like, birthday today, so I'm just chilling. Well, later on, it's birthday at the moment, but it's like, what, 3 AM. I'm gonna have soon and do it at night tonight. I'm gonna chill. 29 today, boy. May I have this Pokemon? I can't remember. I can also trade it if I get a dupe. I don't know, I think I do have this. I'll catch it anyway. I'm pretty sure I have it though. Man, this Pokemon game's so shit. Like, it's unbelievably bad. Like, it has potential, but like, holy fuck. Like, even the gyms are terrible. Like, even the gyms in Sword and Shield were better. Yeah, I think I have one of these. Hoppip. Not even just buggy, just bad. Like, the story is kind of mid at the moment. It might get better soon, but where it is at the moment, it's just kind of eh. Nothing's really happened, and I'm like 30 hours in. I think I already had that. Yeah, I did. I'm heading for one of the Titan Pokemon at the moment. Like, yeah, it's open world and you can do it anywhere, but like nothing's really happened. I've done what, like 14 gyms? Yeah, 14. And I've got 4 left. And then the Elite 4. So like hopefully like something actually happens soon. Because in all the Pokemon games, like right the last 2 gyms, that's when the story starts like really kicking off. Oh yeah, there's a lot of bugs in this game. Like look at this. Oh, I can actually get out of the water. Game. You can't run up a lot of mountains because of the thing like that. You just end up sliding. But if you just jump backwards, you can basically make it up any mountain. Oh, I fucked up. Yeah, but you can't use them. The feature version, like Violet, you can. The Violet version is just a dick and balls though. Like, I'll show you now. Like, the Violet version is literally just dick and balls. I can't remember what the Violet one's called. Miraidon. Like even the first time you see it, and hey, here you go. Like the first time you see it, it transforms. Look at this shit. It's literally just a dick and balls. Like, bro. Like, once you see it, you just can't unsee it. The worst part is you can't go far with the glide. Like, look at this. Look how fast it goes down once you get... like, you think you'll be able to make it like that island way over there, but like, look at this. Look how fast you start going down. You get to about here, and then start losing. Like, you start going straight down, basically. I'm even gonna make it that ledge. Oh, there we go. Oh, it bugged it. The camera bugs a lot. What the fuck's that? What the fuck are you? Oh, it's teeny. I don't know why it sank. It just kind of dipped. I want that Pokemon over there. It keeps showing that there's one there, but when you go over to it, it's gone. This one keeps showing up as if there's a Pokemon there, but there's not. Or it should actually be there this time. Oh, actually, is there now? Oh, it's only a dread. I don't really want that. We'll have to go fight the Titan. It's over here. Somewhere. Ah, fuck off. I don't want to fight you. What, do you know what the worst part is? I'm going to escape this and there's going to be another one. Like the second I escape, I'm going to get attacked by another one. No. Let's get the fuck out of here. If I go backwards here, can I make it? Huh. Haha, I can. See what I mean by cheesing it? Like, yeah, I wasn't supposed to be able to do that. Oh, there's one of the things. That's a thing for a legendary. I found one of the purple ones. Apparently, I had to search up what these were because I had no idea what the fuck they were. It doesn't even give you a clue. Like, they used to do this, and like, apparently it's to do with a legendary. Like, how the fuck am I supposed to know that? Like, it gives you no indication whatsoever what it's even for. It's just a random spike. Where's this Pokemon? Is it you? It is. Time for the boss. These are Titans. It's just bigger versions of some Pokemon. Did you find that? It's like fucking right in front of me. This should be the last one. Every time you do one of these, you get an upgrade. Basically, yes, it did. It just swam into the fucking thing. It swam into the cave and then swam back for no reason. This Terrestrialize. This is like the new mechanic. Like, look at this. There's the whole new thing. As in Mega Evolutions, you get this shit. It's not even that good. Like, it's a cool idea, but like, even Mega Evolutions look cooler. You just get a fucking bulb in your head if you're electric. Hey, get paralyzed. Oh, he didn't even get paralyzed. As long as he's not attacking me, I'm happy. I'm trying to use. I'm not using my strongest Pokemon, but I'm just trying to weaken it as much as I can. Oh, actually, I did a little more. Hopefully, it gets paralyzed and I can just keep getting free attacks. Hey. Go on. Yeah. Step me attack again. And then stay paralyzed. There we go. Oh. Ah, it's over. There we go. Easy. That was a quick fight. I was pretty under level for this as well, like the Pokemon I was using. Alright, so this is the last Herba Mystica thing. Well, it's supposed to be. Oh, we got. Oh. Okay. 2 fights. Now to watch this cutscene all over again. You can't skip it. You have to watch it every single time. I wish just some things were slightly sped up. Let's see how fast this thing goes down. Oh, this is actually gonna take a bit longer. I thought it was a bit too easy. It's still gonna be pretty easy, but it looks it. Just bomb the same attack until I win. As long as if it gets stunned, I win. Oh no! Oh, there's his Pokemon dead. Wonder what happens when his dies. Wonder if he'll bring another one in. Guess not. I don't care if this one dies though. This is a pretty weak Pokemon. Oh, and come on! Don't attack! Don't attack! Oh, please don't die. Oof. Well, time to use the stronger Pokemon. I don't know if a fire one's gonna be good though. Super effective? I'm trying to Teeny. Bunny's got a super effective attack. Or Dragonair, sorry. Okay. Okay, I think I'll find out. As long as he doesn't die. Okay. This thing's a lot stronger than I thought it was. Oh yeah, that's why I don't use it. It barely listens to me. And it's dead. I haven't got enough gym badges for it to actually listen to me properly. So it like listened once and just ignored me. Oh, we'll just use our main guy. He'll probably die in one hit because he's against water. I guess he's 2 good attacks. Oh, he flinched. Nice. Oh, let's use Hyper Voice then. This should be over. Seriously? One more hit. Ooh. It's really strong for what it is. Let's try this guy. I just need one attack. There we go. Hey, there we go. Fucking hell. Took a lot just to get that one guy, didn't it? There you go. I'll probably never use this Pokemon again. I've just been replacing them to level them up. You know, to get the evolutions and stuff. That's the reason he's in the party. Let's see what we'll unlock now. Or I should just be able to like climb in or some shit. Some kind of combo meal. Time to make your lost food, see if you can save your friend. So I wonder if there'll be more to this then, because this is the last one. He's making sandwiches for his dog to try to save it. Or his Pokemon. It's just a dog though. Then see what happens. I think we can use these later on to make like special like food. There's EVs and IVs, yeah. I haven't really looked into it though. I probably won't. I can't see if his dog will fix his dog. Can see his dog die. His dog's gonna die and turn into another Pokemon. Because there's a new there's a version of his dog that's like a dead one. So I guess his dog's gonna die. Yeah, here you go. Let's see what he unlocks. This is the last unlock for him. Please be like proper flying or something. Climb up vertical surfaces. Wow. I can already do that. Let's see if he can actually save his Pokemon. Same animation every single time. His dog's gonna die. Just evolving the dead dog. Game? There we go. That took fucking ages. He just fucking stabs it. It's so weird because there's no like voice actor or anything, so it's just so scuffed. The fuck? Now what? Can I wait like another 5 minutes? Alright. Here we go. I guess so. This card has regained all its powers except for the power to battle. You should not be able to climb up any vertical surface that grabs onto while you're riding. Okay. Oh. The lab. Let's go back to the start, basically. Did you not say it was his moment at the start? Probably left the lab to him. Saying he's the only one that can get in. At least somehow I don't have to go there myself. Just Brenna's there. Yep. She's seen the professor. We talked to her over the phone. Bruh. No, I don't want... I didn't even choose to go that way. The game just sent me that way. I don't want to fight you. I want to see what the Pokemon is over there. It's nice that the game's open world now, but like, because it's open world, everything's so scuffed. Like, you know, the textures and shit. Fuck. I already have one of them, I think. Yeah, I do. Like, they're trying to do, like... Well, it's their first time trying to open world, and they're doing it on the Switch. Like, the Switch can barely even run fucking Breath of the Wild normally. Where am I supposed to go? Like, where we first met? It's like... We're right here somewhere? Oh, there it is. I can just teleport to it. No. There's a flying symbol there. Let me fly there. You gotta be shitting me. There we go. That was just awkward. Alright, here we go. Just because I'm curious. Okay. Yeah, they really half-assed it. Like, even Arceus is better than this. I just left the laptop. Why should be that there's been a cure for the dog in there the whole time? Oh, he's not going in. Oh, he is. So why are we going here? Like, to make so we can fight Ukraine or some shit? Like, there's no real context behind this. It's just like, oh, he's pissed off with his mom. This is gonna be the whole past and future thing. I go find out a bit more about it because like the two versions is like in Violet everything's like more futuristic, and this one it's like all like the most like the Pokemon are like past themed. Here we go. So if you get Scarlet, you get her, and if you get Violet, you get the guy. And Davis Point of Area 0 and the great creator of Paldea. Well, we'll go there eventually. That's like in the middle of the map. Any Pokemon here for a very long time. The Paradox Pokemon. The Scarlet book. The book he's had this whole time. So a lot of older games look better than this, and like even older Switch games look better than this. And this is a new game that came out like a week ago. But even their last game looked better. It even plays better. There's silence. I'll go fight him. Then to beat the shit out of his dog. Fridge door is too heavy to open. Bruh. Time to kill his dog. Yo, bro, I'm gonna beat the shit out of your dog, yeah. Let's just fight. Come on. Yeah. Go on. Like, even the battle animations are better in Pokemon Sword and Shield. They used to make them kind of flashy in Sword and Shield. Well, I don't know if this Pokemon will be able to one-shot this, but let's see. What level is he? What's he hit? Ooh. This isn't going to work very well, but I'll do it anyway. It's not going to give the ability more damage, but I'll do it anyway. Just get out of the way. Yeah. Come on. Oh. 2 hits, seriously? Okay. The one hit me. Oh, my head, isn't it? Also. I wasted my Terrasilize. I'll just take out the good one then. I have like one good Pokemon. And hey, super effective apart from. No, that's all. Okay. Please go down there quick. Thank you. How many Pokemon does he have? 26, I'm guessing? Gargan. Oh, this is gonna be horrible. I'm gonna do no damage to this. Oh, what is this? I do this 6. Oh, fuck. I might actually lose this fight. Keep getting this wireless. We'll go super effective move. Super effective my ass. I actually may lose this. It's fucking Minecraft. It's actually like a wee salt rock pal. like sodium, like NaCl, like sodium chloride or whatever it is. And it turns into that. Bruh. I might be fucked here. I've tried Dragon Rush, but I don't know if this thing's gonna listen to me. Like, sometimes it does, but... oh, yes. It's just dead now. Oh, it's alright. Listen to me now, please. Oh my god. Once I get rid of like these ones, like once I get rid of this guy, I'll probably fine. But just getting rid of him. Stuff that. Okay, time to start reviving shit. I really should change Pokemon for this. Please survive this hit, so I can get at least one. Ah, yes, nice, good. Just so I get one revive off. Like, if I can get a few revives off, I should win this. Like, I can just cheese this. As long as one stays alive, Joanne. Alright. This should be able to kill him, hopefully. There we go. Let's see what the rest of this Pokemon are. Because the rock ones kind of fucked me. Or should be really easy ones now. Toads, seriously? The fucking electric will do for this. Oh, I haven't actually seen that one yet. So Tentacruel, the mid-land versions of them. So that's the evolved version. Ow. Oh wait, what is that? Because it's not water type anymore? I'm guessing it's grass? A bug? I don't know what type this Pokemon is. Let's find out. Oh god, no. Bruh. Give me a break. Level 61. No wonder I'm getting fucked. Oh, he's so dead. I don't know if I have the... I just raised this thing out. Let's see if it was a fire ghost type. Please use a different attack. Holy fuck. How is that super effective? It's basically a fire attack. Okay, there we go. That's all I'm dead. I need to change your Pokemon. Don't know how to do these here. Just bring you a checkpoint. Oh, I lost some money. Brian's grass. So it was grass. So the fire attack would have just nuked it. It's just I got so fucked by that there rock guy that it just racked me. Alright. So, what's the rock one's weakness? I actually have the rock one, I think. There's a like another version of it. Like the unevolved one. I think I've got the base version as well. Yeah, there's the big one. Where's the normal one? There's the number one. It's such of a Zod. I don't know if you can see it, can you? You can just about see it. But what do I need against that thing? I could do the ice one. What's this one? Water. Wow. Well, ice does a lot, doesn't it? I'll give that a go. I wish I had a good electric type. Oh, I got to watch that cutscene again. Please tell me I don't have to watch the cutscene again. Yo, Lexi, you ever play sick. You ever play gw2? I don't know if Mankey's any good, but we'll see. If you want an MMO to really sink time into, like, that actually respects your time, have a look into Guild Wars 2. You know what's funny? Like, all of the content in the game at the moment is, I fucking need some of the sissy shit. Some of it's funny. Look at this. So, where is it? The translation is fucking hilarious. Where is the what did I shoot? Oh yeah, Guild Wars 2. Look at this. I used to run a server in Minecraft. I haven't done it in ages though. But look at this here. Like the price for every bit of content in Guild Wars 2, every single bit of content is £70. Like what, like $80? That's like the price of like 2 WoW expansions. Like all the expansions together. Look at the price. Like that's crazy when you think about it. Like, it's so cheap when you compare it to like a lot of MMOs and stuff. Like this year when they came out like 2 or 3 months ago. I look at the price of it. So this has like the 3 expansions and then Living World. So Living World is like set in between the expansions. So it's like, it goes like Living World 1 to 3, 1 to 2, and then Heart of Thorns, 3 to 4, and then Path of Fire, and then 5 into Dragons kind of thing. It's like in between, but it's like the way they do content for Living World is good because it's like each episode. So the Living World you can buy in this pack, but you can buy with in-game currency as well, because you can convert the in-game currency into gems. You know, the premium currency. You can turn gold into that. So it's like 200 gems for 1 episode, and there's like 5 episodes per. And like 1 episode is like 100 gold, which takes like a day or 2 to farm if you know what you're doing. If even. If you really know how to grind, like you know, like where you get money and stuff, I need to start farming it. I actually got my first legendary the other day. I don't see this Mankey's any good. I've never used this guy. Super effective. Yeah, if you just know how to like... Oh. Alright. It's weird. Fuck off. Too fast? Oh fuck, I thought it ran out. This bitch, how many uses does that fucking skill have? That's probably almost done. Welcome back, man. This thing's fucking me. I'm just trying to survive until I can kill this thing. Like, it's just like, you can't get attack off on it. Alright, please be the last time you have it. Oh, we survived. Nice. I just want to waste that skill so I can actually start doing fucking attacks. How many uses does it have? Like, it's probably almost done. Like, this one Pokemon's just fucking me up. Go on. No, the boys. First, I gotta say. Oh boy. X-Fire mentions as well. Fucking hell. You can tell it's been around for ages. Fucking X-Fire. No worries, man. I don't know when the next time I play Minecraft is like, but I'll join it anyway. Let's see. I'm just trying to I'm trying to keep healing until he runs out of that ability. I think he's run out because he's not using it anymore. Please don't use it. Okay, okay. Please die. It ignored my attack. Are you fucking kidding me? It's not listening to me. Oh, fuck off. What a bitch. Like, they really don't want me to win this fight, do they? I'm really doing everything I can at the moment. Well, apart from using... I could use these, but I already use them. Like, they would give us an advantage, but I don't even have a chance to use them because I'm gonna get fucking... I wonder what happens when they run out of ability, like, things in general. He's probably almost completely out of uses. The worst part is I can't even attack if I want to, because... Like, if I used to go to attack, he's gonna kill me. So they need to keep healing for now. I might try to get Cheeky Revive off. Like, just slowly revive a few of them. And try to keep this guy alive. That should, yes, okay, yeah, that's good, it's good. Poison, please don't kill me. Fucking hell. I watched the other Pokemon die in like one hit, but this one just fucks me out. He's probably close to being like not being able to attack. Like fucking hell. I got rid of his like really scary attack, but that they're still nuking. I've wasted so many items. Oh. Might be the chance. Alright, please. Please actually attack. Oh, fuck off. Got out of the poison. Bitch. It just ignored me. At least I got the revival from the main guy. Thing is, even just bringing Pokemon out hurts me at the moment because of the fucking ability he used earlier on. It takes like half my health off when I spawn him in. I get like 100 odd when I brought him in. Oh, fuck off. Come on, Chunk. You got this. Don't, please don't die. Okay, okay, okay. Wake up, please. You know what? Okay. If he's going like that. Revive this butt guy. Okay. That's fine. I can handle it. Just start reviving. You can handle it. Okay, good, good, good. There's my chance to actually build my team back up. He's run out of abilities. Fucking hell. Thing is, he hasn't even used Terralize yet, so I don't know what his strong ability is. Like, he's got 2 more Pokemon after this one. I can't bring the rest back, but at least I can heal everyone else. Yeah, this thing's just using Spore now. Really drained its attacks. Like, I can't do anything even if I wanted to. I just keep putting them to sleep. Alright, time to fuck it up. Because it was so fast I couldn't get an attack off on it. Let's try to get an attack now. We'll just need to wake up. We'll get an attack off eventually. Hey. Please one-shot it. Almost. It's gonna be 2-shot. But all he's doing is putting me to sleep now, so that's good. Bruh, this is pain. This is just horrible. Hey, now you get wrecked by the rest of them. Okay, that's him by the way. 2 left. Let's see how the rest are. Cloister. I don't have electric. I could try this guy. I don't know what would be good against Cloister. I don't have electric. I think Grind's good against him. And like Rock. Oh, Brick. Okay, okay. Just don't one-shot me, please. That's fine. This guy has good attack. Please don't die. One more. I'm really not supposed to be doing this fight yet. Time for him to terrorize. Dark type? Okay. I survived it somehow. Well, he'll heal health as well. No, it doesn't. I might be fucked. Okay. Fuck. Downstorm's gonna be their work. That's hurting me as well. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think we're fucked. Unless... Nah, bite won't work. Oh, fuck that. Okay, we're about to come back to that. Like, we got close though. We're going to have to level up a wee bit. We're like really underleveled for that. But to be fair, we got pretty far in considering. Fuck. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. What else is there today? I got 2 gyms today. And then one thing. That's just annoying because how close I was. That probably is. I've run out of so many materials now. Oh yeah, you can craft TMs now. But yeah, I want to show you something. Just to show you how good the the last Pokemon game was compared to this one. So they created the last Pokemon game as a test to see if they could make an open world Pokemon game. Look at this. Look at Arceus. Like, it's just so much better done. Like, in general. Like, even it's just like smoother in general. The gameplay is a bit different though. That's one thing I'll say. You tried the new COD yet, Waxy? It's pretty fun. DMZ is pretty fun if you like Tarkov. It's like baby's first Tarkov, but it's still pretty fun. Oh, the new Tarkov map soon, bro. It's gonna be so good. Shoots Tarkov out like within the next few weeks. Hey, look at this. Even just looking at the character, like, yeah, it's a bit more cartoony, but like, at least actually like. Oh, no, I'll head to that area. But yeah, look at this. So it's not full open world, but it's like instance open world. It's like big areas that you can explore, but like look at how you can actually look at this. You can sneak up behind the Pokemon and just go out there. Like I just caught a Pokemon. And then I could be like even just moving around, it's smoother. I was like, I can go like this here. Yeet. Like that, even the Pokemon battles like that. You can actually move around and then be like, oh, there's different styles as well, like that. Strong style, agile style. See a strong style, quick attack. Oh, it didn't work. I don't know, like this is their last game to prove that they can make an open world game. I'm like, this is already so much better. You can actually take damage from the Pokemon as well. Like if I like, you actually get hit by your attacks. And then there's like other stuff like this here. Like you go around crafting and all as well. So you have to actually craft your own Pokeballs and shit. It's like, if I go... Like, I don't have the stuff to craft it, but I can craft my own potions and Pokeballs. I'm only at the start of this game. Like, this is the very start of the game. Like, this is like the first area. The reason these are here is because it's nighttime. Oh yeah, because it's aggro mode, the Pokeball doesn't work. So I have to use a different Pokemon. Like, oh yeah, I'm in a double fight right now. Just because I got caught out, there's two of them attacking me now. Wait, can I call a second one out? Wait, is that a thing I can do? I can't. I'm calling another Pokemon out though. I got fucked. It's just walking away with an attack. Wonder if you can like block your Pokemon, like shield your Pokemon from an attack. Make stand in front. Wonder if I can actually block the attack and stop him taking damage. I'm just gonna hurt myself now. That actually went pretty well. Like that. Yeah, like this is something new, and like it was pretty well done. Like the Pokemon even help you and all. Oh yeah, like I can do this here. Get materials. But like apparently there's Pokemon that like there's like if you bump into a Chansey. Apparently if you're fighting a Pokemon and Chansey shows up, it like tries to stop the fight. I can't go. I can't go this way at the moment. What's up, bro? Ah! Ah! Let's knock him out. Ha! Get fucked, bitch. Is this your reason to collect more than one Pokemon as well? Because you're going around getting research. So like the same with Togepi. Like that, you go around and get like research for them because you're filling out the Pokedex. Like that's like a whole thing at the moment. Like there's data that you have to get. So at the moment, like the research data level 10. Like that's the research complete basically, but you can get more. It's like number defeated, number of defeated ground type moves, times you see it use bite. So like you just level up shit as you're playing. Some Pokemon you can just catch straight away as well. Like some just don't give a fuck. Like these ones don't really care. I have no Pokeballs at the moment though. So I'm just I'm just gonna fucking roll them over. But like this is so much cooler than like oh. Where do you see the boss fights and stuff? The boss fights is like fucking Dark Souls. That's actually kinda cool. Like, there's actually proper like boss fights and shit. I'll show you one.
On November.
Like, look at this shit.
A little late to the party.
Oh, is it? That's a full fucking.
Don't let me make it this giant hole in the sky. Yep. Level 30. All right. Is that surprisingly obscenely horny?
You get the idea.
Wow, they're so small. Okay, they're the.
Yeah, all of them are references to like older Pokemon and characters as well.
Press plus.
Like a lot of them you'll recognize. Oh, you get your own mountain all as well.
The world is my oyster. I can do any. Wait. Multiple. Okay.
Look at this shit. This is the boss fight.
Whoa, there's a lot of invincibility on that. Did you see that? Oh god. I tried.
You can send in a Pokemon or you can like catch it
I
yourself.
tried to react and I got scared. I was a little early on it. I think I want to be like a reactable distance away. Just as I said, a reactable distance. Oh, I'm out. I'm out. Okay, I'm gonna try and stun him at the end. You can hit him in the tree. Sit in a Pokemon do battle. Don't need it. Don't need it. Sorry. I did see that I could throw my own Pokemon.
That's Scyther's new form.
But I just didn't want to. I wanted to see if I could do it myself. And now I have the Pokemon.
Like look at the Scyther's new form has some fucking axes.
I am the strongest force chosen by God himself. Oh, and now I have the insect plate. I just find these, huh?
It's pretty cool what they're doing with this, like the heroes doing in this series. Oh, Pokemon died. I'm not even supposed to be here at the moment. Like, I've already finished the mission here. I'm just kind of staying here doing extra shit. Like, I'm meant to be continuing the story, but I got sidetracked doing this stuff. Like, they made this to prove that they could do an open world game, but like, this is done better than the actual open world game. It's a strong style rollout, look like. I think it is a different section of them. What's the difference between the agile and the other one? I don't know what the difference is. It looks the same. Maybe one goes first, like move-wise. Nice thing is, Pokemon I catch here, I can convert. I can put them in Pokemon Home, and then eventually I'll be able to bring them over into the new one. I need to make Pokeballs, but oh, there's the trees. I'm sure, like it's these trees. I can actually make Pokeballs now. You can make a lot of different kinds of Pokeballs as well. I'm away at the start of this game. There we go, got some Pokeballs. I'm gonna start catching shit again. These fuckers. Oh, you like a crit? You sneak up behind them. Don't mind me, bro. What happens if I give him... What do you want that? Oh, he does. Some of them really don't give a fuck if you catch them like that. This guy probably won't give a fuck. I missed. He just doesn't give a fuck. Oh. There's like elite versions as well. I'll go over here. I think there's an elite one. It's like alpha ones or something like that they're called. Where is it? Yeah, there you go. Look at the size of that fucker. He's level 40. Yeah, no thanks. What's his birthday? Eat it. No, don't look at me. Eat it. Bitch. He just wanted to be caught. Oh, no, he didn't? Bitch. He's getting killed by his brother. Bitch. Oh, it's an Eevee. Not the Eevee. No, you don't see me. Yes. I think that's the first time I catch one of them. Hey, sick. I should probably go continue the story. It's easy to get sidetracked in this area. Huh. Okay, these cunts just attack you on sight. If that's your aggro. I love how the Pokemon even get XP just for like the Pokemon getting new materials gives you XP. Where the fuck's the exit? No. Huh. It's open like one of each. There we go. Right. I should probably get rid of some of these. I wonder how many pages you can have. 8? I'm guessing you can get more though. I saw reported. Let's see. Like I've been doing like a lot of side stuff. I haven't even done really much. Like I haven't even done any of the story. Like I can't rank up yet because I needed like return to the village. I'll do the story, but then I'll head off. I might play with like Guild Wars offline. But like the whole idea, this one was like it was more of like a concept game, and it's done better than their new game drawing. That's my house, isn't it? Yeah, it is. This one's it's so well done. I'm not even that far in yet. Like I'm looking forward to see what it's like later on. Like I've seen a full playthrough, and I still won't play the game. Can't remember everything like, but so this is Imagery Cyrus. Like shit, happy enough. Seems you've earned yourself a star. The first star in the Galaxy Expedition team. You get like sent back to the past or something with this. Like the like the Pokemon God upgrades your first smartphone and shit. You can now use heavy balls. Nice. There we go, got heavy balls. And Craft revives. Right. I'm so warm. Now it's for one you know, right? They're basically like working on like the first Pokedex and shit. I'm gonna do the same, man. I'm gonna head off after this cutscene. It's like it's 5 AM here nearly. I might just call it now. I'll wait for this cutscene to end though. Take it easy, lad. Hope you do well, baby. Ugh, I'm going to fight him. Oh, okay. I don't have to go just yet. Peace. Alright. Time for bed. I'd save it. There we go. Alright. Take it easy, lads.